Hello, everybody. This is John Paval with Access Arts Live. Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025, with the Access Arts Live weekly roundup of organ live stream action for the week of December 1st to December 8th. We have 4 very interesting and very different live streams coming up for you this week. It's a slow week for organ live streams, and it's probably going to remain somewhat slow until we get back to January. Many of the church organists being preoccupied as the musical directors of their churches with the preparation and delivery of Christmas concerts and Christmas-related Advent and Christmas-related programming of all kinds. So keeping up the weekly organ recitals is not first on their list of things to do. But nonetheless, we have an up-and-coming young organist later today that I've already told you about in the daily update in Toronto. We've got, hold on just a second. Let me find my notes, moving them around here. We've got Christmas with Mozart in Moscow with a charming and very experienced organ duo. And we have a Noël Christmas concert coming from the heart of Paris at St. Eustache Church. So much to enjoy this week. Even so, let me get right to it. Before I do that, though, let me remind you, if you're an organ concert lover or any kind of performing arts lover, do yourself a favor and follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live wherever you may be watching this. And that could be on YouTube, Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, or LinkedIn. We want to be whatever you are and make sure that you have access to more than 1,000 live performances online each year, the vast majority of which are free of charge, even though people who are attending in person are paying 10, 30, 40, 50, 60 euros for a seat in the house. You get it for free, and we're so happy that we can bring that to you. So let's talk about these 4 live streams that we have for you this week. The first of them is a young guy. I'll just tell you about him very briefly, but I can put his photo up for you, so you can see what it looks like. A little larger scale than in that scheme with all the photos. This is Jean-Paul Fayot. Today, December 2nd, St. James Episcopal in Toronto live streams its former organ scholar and now assistant organist, Jean-Paul Fayot, playing music for Advent on its 87 rank 4 manual and 6 division organ with 5,101 pipes. How about that? Jean-Paul Fayot came in as their organ scholar a year ago, and then by the end of the year, last April, he had persuaded them to hire him as an assistant conductor. He's in his 2nd year at the University of Toronto studying organ performance, and he is an early music enthusiast. So when he talks about Advent music, it may be very early Advent music. We don't know. This is a guy who transcripts aged manuscripts for fun to make the music more readable. So enjoy. Now we move on then to this lovely couple who will be playing the next organ concert that I am here to tell you about. A Mozart Christmas? Well, why not? Or rather, here's a good reason why. Wednesday, December 3rd, the well-practiced organ duo of Anna Vetlugina and Dmitry Maximenko team up with sand animation artist Lydia Miller to retell the Christmas story to the music of Mozart, and with lovely scenes being depicted in moving sand. I love sand animation. You may notice, and so I want to let me see if I cannot add. I'm sure I have a picture I can give you of Lydia Miller doing some of her sand artistry magic. Yes, there she is. I'll keep her on the side though, because the organ's the main thing. But if you're a Mozart lover or an organ lover, this is for you. Anna Vetlugina is a resident organist at the Roman Catholic Cathedral in Moscow. And Dmitry Maximenko, with whom she often plays these duos, for 2 organs or 4 hands on 1 organ, is the titular organist of the Anglican Church of St. Andrew in Moscow. So let me explain to you what they're going to do. Is be like, well, Lydia will be doing these different images of the story that is being told. And this is just lovely imagery. And so they take, like, for instance, I'll explain it to you. It's like they start with, there was no room for them in the hotel. And for this, while Lydia is creating that picture with sand, they'll play Mozart's Fantasy in C minor, Kerschel number 475, as arranged by Anna Vetlugina for the organ. Okay, and then the next title is Holy Night. And they'll play a little night music, eine kleine Nachtmusik, Kerschel number 525, arranged for the organ by Vetlugina and Maximenko together. Then the Adoration of the Shepherds. For that, it's a sonata in F minor, KV 15 T-V. I don't know what T-V means. I am not an expert, folks. I'm just, helping out. And then finally, the flight into Egypt when they have to run away because Herod's going to kill the firstborn son of every family he can get his hands on. Then for that, they place Mozart's Symphony number 40, KV 550, as arranged by Vetlugina and Maximenko. Charming idea of setting the story to corresponding music by Mozart, and then the lovely imagery. Check it out. What time is it at? I don't know if I told you the time. This is on Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the evening, European time, noon in New York City, 9 in the morning in LA or Seattle or San Francisco, 8 o'clock in the evening, Moscow time, if that's where you are. Okay, then we have another concert coming up from the Roman Catholic Cathedral in Moscow. Both of these, by the way, are live streamed by Artbene, De Boni Arte YouTube channel, and they exclusively live stream from the Roman Catholic Cathedral. And all of these concerts, there are 90-minute concerts. They do not kid around when they're doing these concerts at the Catholic Cathedral. They're very well attended. The cathedral is full up for these concerts. And here I can show you a picture of the cathedral and the organ there as I talk to you about this next concert, which is a choral concert as much as it's organ, but this is where I'm putting it this week. Saturday, December 6th, the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow celebrates the Feast of the Virgin Mary with the State Academic Russian Choir and Moscow Conservatory organist Ekaterina Spirkina, exploring music honoring Mary from mostly from the Russian Orthodox tradition. It's music by Bach, Frescobaldi, Bortniansky, Tchaikovsky, Rachmaninoff, Schnitke, Sviridov, and others. The State Academic Russian Choir has been around for a long time, since 1936, I believe. And it was originally the USSR All-Union Radio Choir. And it has survived as an institution. It's considered one of the top choral groups in Russia. As for Spirkina, I've mentioned her at least a half a dozen times in the last year for concerts that she played at the Catholic Cathedral, and never really told you much about her besides that she teaches at the Moscow Conservatory. She's from Samara originally. She's born in 1988, graduated originally from the Samara Music College, and then she went to the Moscow Conservatory after that, and she won all kinds of all-Russian and international organ competitions in her youth, which was, say, in the early around, say, from like 2012 to 2014, she was winning just about every contest she got involved in. And she does a fair number of concerts of all kinds at the Roman Catholic Cathedral there, but also across Russia. She's in demand. And so I can tell you some of what they're playing. The program is famous. What interests me is this is the Roman Catholic Cathedral, and they're focusing on Orthodox sacred music. And the Pope keeps talking. The Catholic Pope keeps talking about trying to bring the two churches back into communion with each other. Anyway, so it centers around a famous Orthodox chant, the Znameni chant, "Hail, O Theotokos and Virgin Mary," and I think that means "Hail, O Son of God and Virgin Mary." And they'll do some. They always start out with something really for the organ. They start out with Frescobaldi, toccata, a canzona, and a 5-voice ricercar from the Mass for Feast in honor of the Blessed Virgin Mary in A minor. Okay, then they do that as Znameni chant, "Virgin Today." The Kontakion of the Nativity is another name for it. This is, you're really getting it. And then Tchaikovsky's cherubic hymn from the liturgy of St. John Chrysostom, a Bach choral prelude, the prelude and fugue in C major for you pure organ lovers, Kalinikov's Hail Mary, Rachmaninoff's Rejoice Virgin Mary from the All-Night Vigil, Opus 37, Schnittke's Hail Mary, Zviridov's Hail Mary, etc. A Bruckner Ave Maria, Britten's Hymn to the Virgin, Poulenc's Ave Maria, so they're branching out into other things. Marcel Dupre's 2 pieces from the cycle, Vespers for the Feast of the Blessed Virgin Mary. So this is going to be, what you could call Mary, Mary, Mary. I think I even have a copy of the poster that I can show you from this from concert if I can find it. Yes, here it is. There's the poster from this concert. The funny thing about these posters, they're always talking about joy and rejoicing, but you rarely see any smile on the face of Virgin Mary in any of these statues or posters or anything. She never really looks all that happy. So let us move on now then to the 4th and last of today's live streams that I'm here to tell you about. And it's with Baptiste Florian Marle-Ouvrard. Do I have the, I can show you something. I can show you the pipe work in St. Eustache, where he'll be playing. This is on Sunday, December 7th. Resident organist Baptiste Florian Marle-Ouvrard will regale you with a live stream recital of Noël, or Christmas, melodies by Claude Balbastre, Louis-Claude Daquin, and Piotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky on the 7,952 pipe organ at St. Eustache Church in the heart of Paris. It has 115 stops and 5 manuals. They're going to start renovating it already in January. Is it going to be? I think they're going to start renovating the choir organ first. That's Claude Balbastre's À la venue de Noël, at the coming of Christmas. Louis-Claude Daquin's Noël étranger, a foreign Christmas. And then Tchaikovsky's Suite from the Nutcracker, as transcribed for the organ. Baptiste Florian Marle-Ouvrard is a masterful organist. Earlier this season, back in the beginning of October, he played at their regular Sunday evening recital his own version of a new symphony by Charles-Marie Widor, by taking pieces from other symphonies by Charles-Marie Widor, and it was just the audience just loved it. And they always, it's a full house. There are always several hundred people, standing room only, standing behind them, and they just ate it up. So it was a great success. And I'm only sorry I didn't get a chance to interview him about it, although I did talk to him about it afterwards. He was happy with the result. That's at 5 o'clock in the evening, Paris time, in the heart of Paris. 11 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, and 8 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. Folks, that's what we have for you this week in terms of organ live stream action. I hope that one or any of these inspires you, uplifts you, or just shows you a heck of a good time. And I think for the Mozart lovers, that Mozart Christmas is what you would call a heck of a good time. I can't say that I'm a great, an extraordinarily avid lover of Mozart, but I can see how lovers of Mozart could really enjoy that concert. So before I sign off, let me remind you, I'll be back at 6 o'clock this evening, European time, noon on the East Coast, 9 in the morning on the West Coast, for the chamber music live stream action roundup for this week. And we have loads of it going on. So if you're a chamber music lover, or if not, if you're just curious, tune back in and find out all about that. And before I finish up, let me remind you once again, do yourself a favor. Follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live to get more than 1,000 quality live performances online, almost all of which are free of charge this year. We do more than 1,000 a year that we get you the live links to. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, X, and LinkedIn. We're wherever you are because we want the performing arts to be wherever you are at the ready. So all you have to do is open up one of our notices and click, and you're there. Ciao for now. I'll see you back at 6 o'clock in the evening, my time, if you care to join me.